This is The Joe Gaither Show on BamaCentral.com.
Good morning, Tuscaloosa. Good morning, Tuscaloosa, Internet world, West Alabama. How we doing today on a Monday? It's a Victory Monday. It's the Joe Gaither Show on Bama Central, BamaCentral.com. Hope you and yours are doing well. I'm Joe Gaither, live in the Derek Daniels State Farm Studios, hanging out with our man Theo Fernandez. Follow Theo Fernandez at Theo Fernandez __ on the Twitter machine. Call Derek Daniel for all of your insurance needs, home, life, auto insurance needs at 205-758-3391. Red Lane and Bobby are upstairs waiting to take your phone call, talk about all your insurance needs. Give them a call today. They'll give you a very fast auto insurance quote. So we appreciate being back in our studios. It took me a minute to get set up today. It's totally my fault, not Theo's this time. But we are live and rolling. The show is proudly presented by Strength Roofing and Siding. If you need some peace of mind, if you need to make sure that your roof is up to speed, call Zach Guffey at 205-858-9050. They're backed by 45 years of work. They can get you covered all over Alabama and Mississippi. So we appreciate Strength Roofing and Siding for sponsoring the program as well. You know, it's severe weather season, starting to get, cold. You want to make sure you have the siding all right, the roof all right. You don't need to be having wind, snow. It's actually cold today. Creeping into the house. Make sure you call Strength Roofing and Siding at 205-858-9050. We're going to have a lot of fun breaking down Alabama and Tennessee this past weekend. Alabama beating Tennessee 37-20. You see a lot of my Tennessee buddies on the interweb saying, oh, the refs. Well, I don't think the guys in stripes caused a 99-yard pick six. So we'll talk about what went right and what went wrong, how loud it was in the stadium today. You guys can comment on the show at Theo Fernandez _, at Joe Gaither 6, at Bama Central on the Bama Central YouTube channel, on your favorite podcast platforms, Apple Podcasts, Amazon, Spotify, wherever you find your podcasts, you can find the Joe Gaither Show on Bama Central. Good morning, Theo. How we doing today, sir?
I'm doing great today, Joe. Honestly, good morning. We're going to pretend that no football was played on Sunday.
Why not? We won. Bears won.
They canceled the slate of NFL games, I believe. So I don't think they played anything.
Oh, wow. Well, I wasted 3 hours then watching the Bears beat the Saints?
Yeah, none of those results actually count. So we're just fully focusing on the Saturday action today. And what a win for the Crimson Tide over Tennessee.
Absolutely. You were in the student section. How loud was it as Xavier Brown runs down the sidelines to y'all? Ran to y'all.
He did run away from us.
Oh yeah, I guess I'm turned around in the stadium. You're right. He did run around. He did run away from y'all. Y'all are to my left. He went left to right. Right.
But I mean, we were right there when he made the pick, and I like to think that I'm impressed. I'm proud of the student section for being that loud during the play. Tennessee coming in with a new play call, as Will Miller reported on that after that timeout, and we were loud. They were out of rhythm. They had to throw that football. And, man, I didn't think I would ever hear anything as loud as the Ryan Williams touchdown last year. And I'm not saying that this was definitely louder.
Some people are. Go ahead.
But, yeah, and that's the thing. It certainly felt like it was on the same level, and it very well could have been louder. I don't know. They were both just moments of pure jubilation. I don't know if I've ever been just as felt a feeling of straight joy like I did during that interception in any football game. I mean, that was just one of the greatest things I've seen in a stadium. That was absolutely phenomenal. And you listen to that crowd pop when you watch the replay. It was that loud, man. It was just everyone in pure disbelief, pure shock. That was what a moment, man.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, what a way to end the half as Alabama gets a 99-yard pick six. You're right. I apologize. It was away from you guys. And I will compliment, I didn't see near as many baby blue shirts as I looked down. As I looked down into my left in Bryant Denny Stadium, I'm still discombobulated. Just the timing of the whole weekend and the whole week has got me just still discombobulated. The cigar smoke has messed with my brain waves. We got down onto the field, and it was just already a haze. So we're down on the field like 550 or so, and it was already just an absolute a cloud had descended in Bryant Denny Stadium, and I think that my brain is still in a state of fog. I was at church yesterday, barely making sentences. It was laid around the house pretty much all the rest of the day. Sunday, watched the Bears, and the Bears played fine, really good defense, but mediocre on offense. Won, and I've just been like a total blob. So a huge game on Saturday, winning 37-20. Let's get the show started by going to the voicemail line. That'll be a really easy way to kind of get this thing cranked up. I've got a voicemail from Dax and from Robert. We can get them both. Dax has probably got some questions and some celebrations. I know Robert texted me. He's got a question for the show as well. That'll lead us off, and then we can get into maybe what went right, what went wrong for Alabama, biggest observations. James Smith playing pretty well. Yancey Pierre's huge game. Ryan Williams. I had somebody in the press room afterwards say best game in an Alabama uniform, and I said, "Whoa, buddy." But he was very effusive in his praise of Ryan Williams. So we can talk about a lot of these things. Let's start with the voicemail line, 205-462-7340, extension 800 is how you leave your own voicemail. You can be like Dax. You can be like Robert if you want to be a part of the show. We would love to take your phone calls. You can give us the business, or you can ask us a question, or leave us your take right there on the voicemail line at 205-462-7340, extension 800.
Roll Tide. Smoke 'em if you got 'em. We handled Tennessee with almost relative ease. Woo! I'm being honest, our run game needs some work. Because holy crap, we cannot run the ball to save our lives. You know what? It's fine. We got Daniel Hill. Daniel Hill showed out tonight. When he went in the game, we started getting chunk plays for runs. And I'll Daniel Hill, thank you. Honestly, that's probably because Tennessee's defense, the stinky Vols, not Tennessee, the stinky Volunteers defense was tired by the time Daniel Hill got in. But you know what? It's whatever. Ty Simpson continues the Theismann campaign. Thank you, Ty Simpson. Ryan Williams is back, grabbing some crazy catches. That boy caught some crazy balls tonight. Thank you, Ryan Williams. And our offense was as efficient as it could have been, aside from 2 or 3 drives. You know what? But it don't matter. We beat them 37-20. The stinky balls went down tonight, brother. Roll Tide. Oh, I'm so proud of our boys. We took care of Tennessee. Thank you, Kalen DeBoer and the Black Cootie of Death. Kane Womack. I love you, Kane Womack. I still need some time, but, you know, I love you, Kane Womack. We cannot defend against the run to save our lives, man. And honestly, whenever Joey Aguilar passed the ball, he was passing it to a wide-open receiver. I don't know how the heck they only scored 20 points, but you know what? It's fine. We beat them 37-20. So, screw you, Tennessee. Roll Tide.
Good morning, guys.
Okay, all right. Let's start with Robert, or let's start with Dax's before we get to Robert. Couldn't run the ball is absolutely right. Couldn't run the ball is absolutely right from Dax. As Alabama only rushed, 120 rushing yards on the night, 120 rushing yards on the evening. You went Jam Miller, 12 carries, 15 yards. 12 carries, 15 yards on the whole night. You were helped on this rushing total by Jeremy Bernard, 4 carries, 49 yards, and all those were basically backwards laterals. You had Ryan Williams, 1 carry, 16 yards on the reverse, basically on the first touchdown drive, and Ty Simpson, 5 carries, 8 yards. Kevin Riley, 3 carries, -3 yards. This Alabama rushing attack is stinky bad.
Yes, it is not good. And Joe, if you had told me at the beginning of the season that we would have this much trouble running the football, I would in no way think it would be possible for the offense to be this productive, right? Like, it just did not. We would not able to comprehend the level at which Ty Simpson would be playing. But then you also look at it and you think, okay, all it takes is one game where Ty can't play superhuman. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
And that's all it takes. One game where he's just average Ty Simpson, missing a couple throws. Any team can beat Alabama. And I fully believe that because the running game is not a consistent threat. It's not something you have to game plan for. And it remains one of the biggest disappointments on this team.
The offensive line struggles with penetration, struggles with blitzes from the second level, struggles with aggression. I think if you were playing straight up, then this offensive line's okay in the running game. You're still rotating guys on the offensive line. It's like at an absurd rate. You started this past week with Jaden Roberts and Michael Carroll on the right side. They only lasted about a drive and a half before Wilkin Formby came in, and it's not like it's not like those guys were dominant and then Wilkin came in and everything went bad. You had Vandermark started on the left guard in place of Cam Dewberry. Cam came in. William Sanders came in at left guard. You had several. 3 left guards. You ended up playing 2 right guards right on the day. Just not good generating anything from the offensive line standpoint. If you've got guys coming from the second level aggressively, you can't. The offensive line can't pick them up. And Jam just looked at his drive chart. 2 of his 12 carries went for no gain. 2 of his 12 carries for no gain, and 1 went for 2 of his 12 carries went for negative yardage, with 1 going for no gain. Rush up the middle, loss of 3. Rush up the middle, gain of 1, gain of 2. Gain of 5. There you go. That might be your biggest rush of the night. Gain of 1, actually, and then gain of 1 yard touchdown. That was a sexy play call. Honestly, you had Tennessee off balance right there. Gain of 2, loss of 5. Rush to the right, no gain. Gain of 3, rush to the left for gain of 6. So there's your longest carry, 6 yards. Rush to the middle, gain of 2. Jam Miller, your longest rush of the night, 6 yards, and this is coming. That's coming in the third quarter. Just not good. -5 and -3 are your 2 negative yard rushes. And then you also had, and so how many? 1, 2, 3. 3 of his 12 carries went for 1 yard. It's not good. It's not good. Now, Daniel Hill, he did talk about Daniel Hill in that in his voicemail. You can call the voicemail line at 205-462-7340, extension 800. Daniel Hill, 5 yards, 10 yards, 13 yards, -1, 4-yard touchdown, 3 yards, and 0. So he had 7 carries for 34 yards and the touchdown. Now, and his longest rush was 13 yards. So your longest running back carry, 13 yards. Kevin Riley, 3 carries, -2 yards. So your 3 carries, Mr. Kevin Riley, went for -2, 0, and 0.
Man, Alabama is averaging just over 125 rush yards per game.
Right. And you've got you're probably looking at NCAA. Is that what you're looking at? Or SEC? The whole,
yeah.
Right. Can we take out, what was it, 273 against ULM? Like, I don't give a rip about what you ran against ULM. Look at these Power 4 games with Alabama. You went 120 this past week against Georgia. I know you did okay against. Let's see. Okay, now I got to pull it up. Excuse me. 120 against Tennessee. 120 against Tennessee, Missouri, open new tab, Vandy, Georgia. We'll even look at Wisconsin. Let's just look at the Power 4 games, right? Tennessee 120. Missouri, you rush for 125. Amazing. Super amazing. Unbelievable. Vandy was like 146, wasn't it? Yes, Vandy 146 off the top of the dome. Georgia was 117. 117. This is terrible. Wisconsin was under 100, wasn't it? Wisconsin was 72.
Was rough, yeah.
And then Florida State was like 80 something, wasn't it? Florida State was 87. 87, 72, 117, 146 against Vandy, 125, and 120 in your Power 4 games.
And Joe, I went back and I ran the numbers while we were trying to find, okay, when's the last time Alabama's had a worse run game than that? Excuse me. 2006, the Crimson Tide averaged 123 yards per game. You have to go before the whole Saban era. The next closest was 2021. The Tide averaged 150 rush yards per game, and as we all know, that wasn't a team that particularly needed to run the ball all that much. I mean, it is disappointing, and we talked a bunch over the summer about, how much of the team's identity would involve running the football. I don't think anyone expected it to be this big of a problem. I'm still pretty shocked by this, We talked about, look at like Richard Young, look at how good this guy is, and he could break out. And we talked about all these players, but at the end of the day, we did not expect, at least I did not expect, the offensive line on the inside to just be playing like this.
It's 667 in Power 4 games divided by 5 is 133 yards in Power 4 games. Is that right? Yeah, 133 yards a game in Power 4 game. Did I do something wrong?
No, because wait, yeah, you had.
I had to.
Yeah,
I had to.
The ULM was the best.
Right. I had to have done some bad math there. We'll try it again. 120 plus 125 for Missouri plus 140. Golly, I can't type. I'm messing up my calculator here because my fingers are fumbling. 120 plus 125 plus 145, 46 for Vanderbilt plus 117 for Georgia plus because it's 6 games. Yes, it's 6 games now, not 5. Plus 72 plus 87 is 667, right? Divided by 6, not 5, is a 111. There you go. 111 yards. 111 yards against Power 4 opponents. That's terrible to me.
That is not good. That is concerning.
You're gonna have a big old game against Eastern Illinois, but who cares? You've got the Oklahoma defensive line still on your schedule. South Carolina this week, who's mid, but their defensive line's pretty okay. Auburn, their offense is absolutely dog water, but their defense is actually still pretty good. LSU, their defense is pretty decent. Obviously, losing to Vanderbilt this week takes a big old hit, but Ty Simpson, it's all on you.
It's all on you. I look at that Oklahoma game, and with how good that front is on that Sooners team, we could rush for about 50 yards that game.
That's going to be tough.
Very in the realm of possibility. I mean, that has the potential to be an incredible Simpson-Mateer QB battle, but yeah, I don't see the running game particularly turning around all that much. I mean, I'm sure you'll have your moments like you did against Georgia where, okay, look, we got into a little rhythm. We're able to have some big moments moving the football late, but it's not something I expect to be even a net neutral for the Crimson Tide this year. I think it will be a weakness in just about every game Alabama plays down the stretch.
Tennessee on the other side, 14 carries, 123 yards for Deshaun Bishop. They rushed for 142. 142. You take out the Joey Aguilar sack yardage, then they rushed for 162 yards.
I've never gotten why sack yardage counts against the run game. I've never been a fan of that, but
well, where would you count it? Take it away from the pass game?
It can just be its own thing. I don't know why. I've never understood why it has to be attributed to either or.
Well, it's got to be attributed somewhere. Because the NFL, they don't even their NFL doesn't take it out of the rush yardage, but they don't really take it out of the pass yardage either.
Yeah, and you shouldn't. They used to take it out of the pass yardage, and I'm pretty sure they corrected or fixed that. And why can't it be its own thing? Why can't you can have your pass yards, you can have your rush yards, and then you can have your total yards on the day. I don't see why you have to bundle the sacks into any particular thing. That's another discussion, but disappointed in the run game as we should be.
Not good running the football, but Daniel Hill late in the game getting it going. I do think that Daniel Hill you saw closer to the Daniel Hill that we were all expecting in the summertime. Obviously, still dealing with little injuries in the preseason, starting to get healthier. I'll steal a little credit because I did have him as a wild card mention. I think. Well, Justin Jefferson didn't really stand out, but I was pretty happy with my 3 picks of Jefferson, James Smith, and Caden Proctor with my wild card of Daniel Hill. Henry definitely dominated though. Got to give him some credit. Henry Sklar dominated the 3 players to watch, taking Yanzi Pierre, 3 sacks for Yanzi, taking Ryan Williams. I don't even know who his third one was. I can't remember who his third one was, but
DJ Lee.
Yeah, getting Dejon Lee. That's right. And you got the interception on the 2-point play, but he wasn't. He wasn't amazing outside of that. Joey Aguilar, to Dax's point, almost every time he dropped back, or especially early in the game, there was some wide open windows to throw to. He ended up with Chris Brazzell, 10 catches, 92 yards, and a touchdown on 16 targets for Brazzell. So Dejon Lee, okay. Okay for a freshman. Give him a little. He was good for. He was C+. He was a C for me.
Sounds fair,
right? But Yanzi Pierre, A++.
Yeah, I've learned my lesson. I will now be requesting to go first on every Football Friday and take the lowest hanging fruit every week so that I can get a shout out on Twitter during the game. No more Connor Talty picks for me.
He said in the middle of the game, he's texting us, and Ryan's having a good game too. I was like, you don't get any credit for picking Ryan. You don't get any credit for picking Ryan. You don't get any credit for picking Ty Simpson. Like, there are some players that you just don't get credit for. Like, if they have a good game, good job. You didn't look stupid on your picks, but like, I'll give you credit for Yanzi Pierre because it's not like a deep cut, but you've got 11 starters on the defense, and you picked one of them, and your guy popped. So great.
Joe, I want to take a quick second. Is Rusaw's job in jeopardy?
No.
If he really has been very, very good, Yanzi, what's his role look like when Russo comes back?
Their role looks like getting every single one of them out there on third down. And there's a small chance that next year Quay Russo gets asked to, hey, brother, you want to play a little inside linebacker? I like the young inside linebackers, but if you can bump Quay from Wolf to inside backer, and you've got you're gonna have a lot of options with Quay because Quay can play Wolf. You're gonna give him some time to learn Bandit as well and inside linebacker. You're gonna get your money's worth out of Quay.
I agree now, but at the same time, I also see if he doesn't want to move somewhere else, that's a guy that I could, in theory, see enter in the portal.
Yeah, but I'd be pretty surprised. He and James Smith were high school teammates. He and James Smith both 5 stars right out of Carver Montgomery, right? I believe is what that was. And so I don't really see that. I don't really see that happening.
Right. It's a guy you think would want to spend the rest of his career in Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, why not?
I hope that works out.
I don't think that his path to playing time is diminished. And I mean, think back to a couple years ago. You had Will Anderson and Dallas Turner and Chris Braswell all playing off the edge. Just rotate them in. Just rotate them in. Hot, heavy rotation. You guys have no answer for what we're doing at Wolf. You mix in Justin Hill. You mix in Noah Carter as well. And, good luck blocking these guys. It's third down. We're playing. We're doing double Wolves action, and you've seen Kane Womack get really creative on third down with his personnel packages. It doesn't have to be one or the other.
Yeah, and I agree. I think there's a lot of talent. I still wonder about possibly losing a couple of those guys, but
I think there's a chance that you lose some of these maybe some of these younger guys, which that would not be good. That would stink.
But look at what you have coming in the class.
Right. I think we're getting ahead of ourselves in the middle of the season talking about potential transfer portal.
No,
potential losing their jobs, leaving the Tide.
Well, we were just talking about that with the offensive line a couple weeks ago with the rotation. And I mean, I know you're saying like, oh, I think we might be doing this so guys don't leave.
Yeah, for sure. I still stand by that. I still think that's a heavy reason why the offensive line is rotating a lot. And is it hurting the running game? Probably a little to a degree, but I also don't know. Like people have, it's so obvious the offensive line needs to be X or Y or Z. And I'm like, no, it's not really obvious to me. I think it's still obvious that Caden Proctor is the left tackle and Parker Brailsford's the center. But these other three spots, I don't really think that you could say, Jaden Roberts has played well when he's been in there and got to start again. And Wilkins had good moments at right tackle and bad moments at right tackle. You've had Michael Carroll, good moments at right tackle, bad moments at right tackle. Gino Vandermar, good moments at both the guard spots, bad moments same with Cam Newberry. Like they've been up and down. Everybody outside of Caden and Parker Brailsford has been up and down. And even Caden has been up and down early in the year.
Mostly up over the past couple weeks.
Yes, it's been since SEC play started, it's been a nice solid up arrow for Caden Proctor. So like outside of those two, I don't think it's that obvious who the best five offensive linemen are. So to circle back to the Wolves position, when Quay gets healthy, I think that you're just happy with the development of Yanzi Pierre because Yanzi was 5-star as well. 5-star, you follow high school in-state guy. I think that it was him and Keon Keeley who were like, oh, you got two 5-star edge rushers in the class. You're so good, blah, blah, blah. And both those guys have taken a long time to develop. Just a long time to find their footing and find their roles. And so if Yancy has found his little role, found his niche, you're just happy about it. And you're going to rotate Yancy and Quay Russaw in and out. And you're going to torture tackles for the next year and a half.
Yeah. And it's hard to object to that statement. I'd say I have not much more to add there.
All right, let's keep going. Let's find Robert. Robert joined us on the voicemail line as well.
A wide open.
Let's see. How far down was this?
Good morning.
There we go. Right there.
Guys.
Right there.
Good morning, guys. What a wonderful weekend. What a wonderful morning. We finally got blessed rain Saturday night.
Amen.
The temperatures have finally dropped and cooled off, feeling like fall's in the air. Hillcrest lost, thank God. Tennessee lost. LSU lost. Auburn lost. I said, what a great weekend. And Bama won. I said, man, you can't get no better than this. But I got one question. What is it? People say we don't have a running game, but in the fourth quarter, we seem to get a little bit of one to help. But overall, I'm so sick and tired of seeing 1-yard runs, 2-yard runs. Is it Jam Miller? Is it the deep offensive line just cannot run block, but they seem to pass block pretty good? I mean, what's the issue? The sophomore guy from Meridian come in there, and he ran hard. But we seem to run more to the outside and got better results than all that on the inside. Can you just help me out here? What's the problem with the run game? Thanks, guys. Be good.
Robert from Brookwood, we appreciate the call. You can join him on the voicemail line at 205-462-7340, extension 800. I think the offensive line is just not super athletic, is my take. I don't really think that they're like I think there's athleticism there, but in terms of an athletic offensive, I think you've got good power in a lot of ways, but I don't think your feet are that good across the board. I think Parker Brailsford's feet are really, really elite, but I don't know that everybody's feet are that nimble. And so you're not getting to the second level very well. You haven't gotten to the second level very well all year long. Vanderbilt, you're 146 when we looked at that. Vanderbilt, the Vanderbilt game, the Vanderbilt defense had wider gaps, played with wider splits, and were pretty much trying to defend the pass. Had the second level a little bit deeper, but when you crowd the line and when you are, hey man, you're blitzing the B gap, inside linebacker, you're blitzing the B gap. When you get penetration, the offensive line doesn't deal with penetration in the run game very well, and so I think Tennessee was shooting a lot of gaps and getting penetration in the run game from the second level, and thus you're taking you're taking the running backs off their tracks, and everything gets convoluted. And so late in the game, I think that Daniel Hill, a little bit more decisive, little bit kind of better eyes. I think the Jam has really good. I mean, plus Jam got concussed last week. Come on, so you're playing him off a concussion. I don't really know that I love that decision. Just from an analytics, I don't really know that I love that. I think I would have played Daniel Hill, but I don't know if Daniel Hill is ready to be 100. Take the 100% load here, especially when you talk about pass blocking. So I think it's a combination of both the offensive line and the running backs not necessarily being elite. I do think that Daniel Hill has a higher ceiling to be elite. I think Daniel has a higher ceiling to be elite. I think AK Deer has a higher ceiling to be elite, but he's a daggone true freshman. So like you're worried about trusting him down in and down out. I think the offensive line is just not super athletic. They can play. I think they pass block pretty well because you're all backing up. You're all kind of diagnosing things. You're passing it off amongst you. But once you're going forward, trying to penetrate, trying to get to the second level, I think it becomes a problem, and it becomes maybe something that the offensive line struggles with.
You think there's any real chance at this change in this season?
No, I don't. I think 120 hard yards is probably what you're budgeting for.
Yeah, now this is where I want to kind of redirect it to. You know,
Please.
we gave our 3 keys for the game last week, and one of the ones that I gave for the Tennessee game that I think I will stand by for just about the rest of the season is just you have such a great pass offense. We know what you have there. Do not allow, quote unquote, trying to establish the run to affect your offense. Do not force it. I just think that as we enter this back half of the season and teams know what Alabama is as far as running the ball goes, you almost lose the ability to really establish the run because it's going to take, it's going to take an ability to run the football that I don't know that this team has. And I just think that I would not be opposed to Alabama really going away from almost just fully turning their back on the running game at times. As crazy as that sounds, like, I think you have to, they're down in distances where it makes a lot of sense, but I just don't trust us to be able, we can set up second and short. We can set up third and short by running the ball. I don't know if that's something this team will ever be able to do this year.
Well, let's look back. Let's look back to 2023 because this is the last time that Ryan Grubb and Kalen DeBoer were together at Washington. What do you think that they averaged in that undefeated season, rushing the football with Michael Penix, and they had great wide receivers, Roma Dunze, Chris Polk. They had great wide receivers, right? There was one more. Hold on. There was one more. I've got it right here. It's Jalen Polk and Jalen McMillan was the other wide receiver that was really, really talented. Obviously, Jeremy was on that team. But you had a running back, Dylan Johnson, who had 16 touchdowns in the game or in the season. What do you think they averaged per game?
I guess 145.
How about 118?
Wow.
118. Dylan Johnson took 233 carries for 1,100 yards, almost 1,200 yards, 1,195, and 16 touchdowns. He averaged 5.1 yards a carry, so they didn't lean on it heavy. But you look at yards per attempt, Caden Proctor 5.0. Jam Miller's averaging 4.0 yards per carry. 70 carries, 282, 4.0. Now you don't have the touchdown production. You Jam with 2, Ty Simpson with 2. Everybody else that's on the board only has 1. Daniel Hill has 1. Richard Young has 1. Jeremy has 1, and AK Deer has 1 as well. So you are still ahead of that Washington pace at 125. Now your passing yards, 297 right now for Alabama and Ty Simpson. Michael Penix was at 343. So little better.
SEC versus Pac-12.
Sure, a little bit of that. But I wonder if if this is something that just doesn't concern the coaching staff at all. Because for them, the balance, the ratio is right in line with what they're used to, right in line with what their goals are. I wonder if this is just, hey, we ran the ball in the fourth quarter when we needed to. We gave the ball to Daniel Hill. We grinded the game out and found a way to finish.
No, and I absolutely would have no problem with the coaching staff having that sentiment, especially when you can find really creative ways to get the ball to Jeremy Bernard, to Ryan Williams. You have a passing game that's so adept at throwing the ball in a short yardage situation. You have your whole crispy package, which who knows how many of those plays we haven't even seen yet, right?
Probably about 5.
Yeah, and that's one. That could be one big first down in every close game for the rest of the year. Realistically, that's all it needs to be. And if you can find a way to utilize it, absolutely. You've got those plays to Jeremy where, he could have easily thrown it. Do you see the screenshot of just how many defenders were around him when he caught that ball?
That, and then the same thing, Ty Simpson, like it was going to be a double throwback. And it was going to be a throwback to Ty Simpson, and the Tennessee defense was actually on it. You got to give them some credit. They were on it right there. And man, I would have liked to have seen that play actually like developed. I would have liked to have seen what that had. Okay, so that's a rush of 7. That's at 102 in the third quarter, so I can watch that again because I've got the game pulled up on my screen right here. It was supposed to be a throwback to right here. It was supposed to be a throwback to Ty Simpson, which would have been so amazing. You're right. You're winning by 10, and you're trying to ice the game. This would have broke their back right here, right there. Golly, crazy. But exactly.
Yeah.
Back to the running game. I wonder if it's just us as what we've been used to. These coaching, the coaching staff is like, nah, we're fine. 125, we're fine. It's exactly what we need. We turn to it when we want to. Puts a lot of pressure on Ty Simpson. Puts a lot of pressure on the passing game as a whole. But geez, I don't love it. I'll say that. I wish that you had a little more. I just wish that you had a little more from the run game, a little more consistency.
I agree, but like we said, as long as you're able to do it in the big situations, as long as you continue to have success in these kind of moments, hard to be that upset with the product out on the field.
Yeah, for sure. So let's keep going here with the Tennessee game and the opposite side. The run defense, I mean, it just comes and goes.
Yeah.
it just comes and goes. It's like when it's really good, it is really good. When it's not good, it is coming and going. And I don't love that either, to be honest with you.
You don't know what you're gonna get on a game-to-game basis, really, and
A play-to-play
yeah.
basis, right? Because you're doing pretty well shutting them down, Tennessee, in the first half, and then Deshaun Bishop hits you with a 44-yarder, just weaving all the way through you. Like, you don't have right now, you don't have very good coverage on the backside of these run plays. You're getting really good action, really good play, stopping the front side of the play. But these running backs, I mean, Ahmad Hardy, he got all his yards slipping out the backside of a play. Up frontside B gap, frontside C gap is clogged up. I'm just going to turn my head and cut it back because the flow is just flowing so hard that. I mean, and I guess you need it to slow up the initial part of the play, but golly, drives me absolutely nuts to see these running backs be able to cut their way through the back end of the backside of a defense.
And some of this tackling is just atrocious, man. It is. You just look at some of the clips that we have of guys getting absolutely exposed. First of all, it makes for a horrible low light reel, but second of all, it's just not something that you can afford to do as a top team playing in these kind of games, knowing that you are going to be playing no shortage of teams that love to run the football. I mean, that's Auburn's entire offense. Auburn's watching this game, licking their lips right now, thinking, hey, if we can do this to Alabama, and get some of that Jordan Hare voodoo, we're right in there. And I know you don't like me bringing that up, Joe, but it's disappointing, and the defense has played good as a whole, but you just have some lapses, some plays, some sequences that really make no sense.
Drive me absolutely nuts. Let me take a quick break and tell everybody about Strength Roofing and Siding. Then we'll come back and keep talking about this Alabama and Tennessee game. We want to thank our friends at Strength Roofing and Siding for sponsoring the program. When severe weather strikes, your roof is your home's first line of defense. Storms with high winds, heavy rains, and hail cause serious damage that isn't always visible from the ground. At Strength Roofing and Siding, we specialize in storm and hail damage roof repair and restoration across central Mississippi and Alabama, providing fast inspections, expert repairs, insurance claim support to help you recover quickly and protect your home. A professional assessment from a trusted roofer is essential. With over 45 years of serving Alabama and Mississippi, Strength Roofing and Siding provides expert storm damage repair and replacement. Call right now for your free no-risk assessment at 205-858-9050. You've heard Zach Guffey the last 2 weeks join us on the program. He's just a regular dude right here from Tuscaloosa. He would love to come out and see your roof, let you know what you need, let you know if you got any roof damage that you need to repair, and he'll walk you through the process of getting your roof repaired. So call him at 205-858-9050. It's Strength Roofing and Siding, serving Tuscaloosa, serving the greater Alabama and Mississippi areas. So give them a call wherever you're listening to this program at 205-858-9050. Strength Roofing and Siding. And, of course, we do want to thank our friends, Derek Daniel, State Farm. He's upstairs right now. Call him at 205-758-3391 for all of your home, life, auto insurance needs. You all need good auto insurance. You need good life insurance. If you got anybody in your life that you care about, you need great homeowners insurance. And, look, the homeowners insurance can work hand in hand with Strength Roofing and Siding. You need to make sure that you're properly taken care of. All your stuff's properly taken care of. Call Derek Daniel today at 205-758-3391. All right, Theo, where do you want to take the rest of this program? We're at 44. We need to go a little bit longer. There's a lot more we can get into with this Tennessee game. Do you want to tell everybody what kind of cigar you smoked? Are you a Swisher Sweet guy, or do you get something actually legitimate? You want to tell everybody about Xavier Brown some more, because that was absolutely wild. Give credit to the defense. I mean, look, without the defense, I mean, everybody wants to talk about this Kane Wallmeyer defense. We went right back to 3 minutes ago about the rush defense. It was not very good, and it wasn't really. But you take the defense away, You just wash it out. You take the defensive big plays away. You've got the Xavier Browns. It's a pick six, 99 yards. That's 7 points. You take you take Yancey Pierre's basically sack. It ended up being an intentional grounding, but it counts as a sack. Intentional grounding in the end zone. That's 2 points. There's 9 right there. And then you take Tennessee. We're going for it. We're going for 2. We don't get it. Well, there's 1 point off the board. The defense is solely responsible for 10 points right there, a 10-point margin. And then at the end of the game, I mean, Tennessee's on the goal line at the end of the game. Tennessee's on the 5-yard line at the end of the game as the clock is running out. There's your 7 more points. There's your 17-point margin. You win 37-20. And look, I don't really think the offense was incredible. I thought the offense was fine enough, but the defense wins the ball game.
Yeah, I mean, just look at that is a 14-point swing at the end of the half.
Massive.
Right? I mean, that is everything right there. That is Tennessee. It was what, 16-7 heading in there. And yeah, Tennessee would have made it a 2-point ball game. All of a sudden, you're leading by 16 after picking off that ball. I mean, that is just phenomenal. It's a play that exists fully in a vacuum, right? No effect on any of the stuff before it or after it due to the half coming. And that's just a winning football play, man. That is, and everyone played the Diggs clip in response to that. But, man, that was just phenomenal. And Xavier does deserve all the credit in the world, really. Really just continuing to – he is a great football player.
He really is.
He is everything that you want, Obviously, he's too small to match up on some of the bigger receivers sometimes. He does not matter. He is just.
He's not that small. He's like 6'1".
Yeah, but I don't think we were gonna. Yeah, I guess he's not that small. I don't know why that's where I chose to go with that take.
That's okay. He's got some decent size.
He's
for
a phenomenal football player, and you look at him having another year to develop. This is the guy that I absolutely see being a first-round NFL draft pick.
He's on that trajectory, and think about it. I mean, this reminds me. Now kind of looking back, it makes me feel like last year's Georgia game where both the number 2s really, really stepped up. Now, obviously last year against Georgia, it was Ryan Williams with the superstar highlight play. But Xavier was really good in that game as well. Game-winning interception. This year, Ryan was really good. Xavier with obviously the superstar play, but both the number 2s on the offense and defensive side of the football. Excuse me, playing really high level football. That caught me by surprise. But I just think that I was very lucky to be in the stadium for both of the 99-yard plays. Trayvon Diggs absolutely breaking. Was it Jarrett Garantano? Jarrett Garantano calls his own number and fumbles across the goal line. They call the timeout. They're out of timeouts, and then Alabama. Okay, so then Alabama calls a timeout, right? And we're all saying, well, you got to pass. You have to pass right here. And there was small debate up in the press box about should you just go ahead and kick the field goal? Well, you've got enough time to at least throw one pass. And I think that, the thing you like about Xavier, and go back to the Georgia interception last year where he picks him off. He was getting picked on a little bit in that game, but he was always playing with really good technique. Finally got his eyes around and got that interception on Carson Beck at the end of the game. He played with really good technique again, and on this play and against Tennessee, he kind of steps up for the run fake for just a second, but not enough, doesn't commit, and leaves it kind of open like, please throw this ball. And it was a terrible throw. Joey Aguilar, if you throw it, out and over, if you throw it out and to the right, you might get this touchdown pass. But it really wasn't that great of a throw, and Xavier just steps right in front of it and takes it. He said it afterwards. He was like, oh, I knew I had to score because the time was running out. And so he saw that one guy. He said, I try my best to give him a move and get on down the sidelines. Is that I was really happy that the offense had the ball coming out because I was still tired. I was still trying to catch my breath for running 99 yards.
Oh yeah.
I think the double number 2. I mean, I had a media member say best game for Ryan Williams in an Alabama uniform, and I thought, well, you're special needs, but
it very well might be the second.
It's
I've been
up
thinking
there.
about
It's,
this
I
since you
mean,
said it.
it's in there. It's definitely one of his better performances for sure. But you don't top the Georgia game.
No,
period.
I don't think anything will.
You're in there in the top 3, top 5 though,
Yes.
because all those catches with his hands. People talking about, oh, he can't catch. Oh, he's a body catcher. He's not using his hands. 5 receptions, 87 yards on 5 targets. Didn't drop a single. Now, the first one, I mean, he had a cut. Like all of them were super contested.
Yeah.
The first one down the right hand side, 31 yards. He gets past another one past deep, 19 yards. I like the one over the middle. 14 yards. I think it was in the second quarter. Yeah, 14 yards. That Ty was. It was a stupid throw, and Ryan was absolutely covered, but it was right there. And then, of course, late in the game, you're on the 1 yard line, and you need to get off the goal line. You haven't been able to run the football at all. It's third quarter. It's 1st and 10 on the Alabama 1 yard line, and Ty Simpson just basically throws a 12, 14 yard hitch to you, and you make something happen. That's a superstar play. Because, hey, you're on the 1 yard line. We can't run the ball. You've got to win right here and win quickly and catch with your hands. I thought Ryan Williams, outstanding.
That 99-yard drive was a thing of beauty. I mean, you talk about just such a necessary performance. You know, because I was ready in that second half for Tennessee to crawl back into that game, right? I think we all were.
9 plays, 99 yards. Keep going.
And under 5 minutes, I remember Bama took over with about 6 minutes in the quarter, and I was like, let's get a drive here that gets us into the fourth quarter. No, we score a touchdown, and it's still the third. Just phenomenal. Ryan Williams, man, those rugby balls must have worked, huh?
Right. People, where are you catching rugby balls? That's a terrible, but that's easier. People are like, that's easier to catch than a football. I don't know if it is. I don't think it is. I think it's different, but not easier or harder.
As a former high school rugby, I would say player, but COVID canceled my season. But no, those balls are harder to catch, man. They're just weird.
Yeah, because you have to catch them with your hands.
Yeah, it's just such a different skill set, kind of. And I think it absolutely works. I still think it's hilarious that coaches run the drill, but hey, if it works, it works. And Ryan Williams is coming off this phenomenal game, having letdowns earlier in the year. This seems like the point down the stretch of this season where he fully gets back on track. I'd expect multiple 100-yard performances, and I think he reestablishes himself as one of the superstars of college football heading into next year.
Yeah, your wide receiver play right now for Alabama is absurd.
I mean, Horton has 5 touchdowns, man, in 7 games. That's high impact.
You could see that touchdown coming a mile away for Isaiah Horton on the first drive. The way the formation was kind of set up, and it was just a whip route. I'm going in. You guys are in man coverage, and I'm whipping right out. Ty with a good throw. The wide receiver play is just really, 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 really good right now. Really good.
And I remember hearing so much good stuff about Lazir Brooks over the summer and about, this guy's going to be an impact player. He's just so reliable right now, man. It's phenomenal. You look at the 3 catches, 39 yards. The overall numbers for the season aren't going to be eye-popping, but for a true freshman at wide receiver 4, it's just phenomenal. And I don't even know if he is wide receiver 4 anymore because of how much he's out there and because of how much he's being trusted with the ball in huge moments, like throwing that 4th and 18 to a freshman receiver. in one of the biggest moments against Mizzou is phenomenal.
Yeah, 4th and 8. Just nuts.
4th and 8, yeah.
Same thing. Still nuts. Patsy Maddox joining us on the Facebook side. Alabama stopped them whenever Tennessee tried. Bama rolled all over them. Absolutely, Patty. I think that from as much as we complain about the defense, the defense that, the defense really stepped up and honestly, I think won the ball game with the points that they generated and or stopped, generating 9 points and taking a point away in the 2-point conversion and stopping them on the goal line. Right? I mean, obviously, at the end, even if Tennessee scored, it would have taken the margin from 17 to 10. But I mean, defense keeping them out right there.
That kind of reminded me of the end of that Mizzou game last year, where you could tell they really cared about stopping the score from happening.
Right. One complaint though, one big complaint for me, and maybe it's a complaint for you guys, but Alabama, you go into the locker room up 16, right? You're up 16. You get the ball coming out. And you look, if you got a drive right there in you, and you go from 16 to what's that plus that 23. Then the second, I mean, and yes, you were in the student section. You can tell me what time on the clock it was when you saw the first cigar get lit up. But you go from 16 to 23 right there instead of a 3 and out to open the daggum second half. 3 and out. Tennessee gets back in the game because they come right back down the field and score and stay in the game. Like, this is 2 weeks in a row now. Now you did better. You didn't have a sack fumble on the first play of the second half like you did at Missouri, but 3 and out. You go Jam Miller rush up the middle 2 yards. You go Jam Miller rush to the right, loss of 5 yards, and then Ty Simpson scramble 7 yards, punt, and then it's Deshaun Bishop 7 yards. It's Joey Aguilar pass for 12 yards to Braylon Staley. It's Joey Aguilar sacked. Okay, you're hanging in there. Deshaun Bishop 44-yard touchdown. 4 plays. So in 7 plays, in 8 if you count the punt. In 8 plays, you go from you're up 16. You have a chance to take this to 23 and really knife in the heart right then and there to, buckle your chin straps up. This is going to be a second half and it's going to be a game. Yeah. You got to find a way, because the first half, Alabama came right, same thing as Missouri and same thing as Georgia. You've got some weird dichotomy where you can only start one of these halves quickly. Against Vanderbilt, you don't start quickly. You go down, they throw an interception. They end up taking a touchdown, 7-0 lead. But in the second half, you started really quickly, right? You got the stop and you started stretching the lead out. You started this game quickly, Tennessee. You got the stop right off rip on the first drive of the game. Tennessee goes 1-2. That's kickoff. Okay, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 and out. Right. They ended up punting. They go 3rd and 2. They get stopped. That James Smith and Deontay Lawson stop them. Punt and then straight down the field for Alabama. Alabama's up 7-0, and you pretty much are in control of the whole first half. You got to you got a team down. Missouri last week, Tennessee this past week. You've got a team down on their backs. Figure out a way to step on their throats here. Can you generate a drive coming out of halftime, and whether that's on Ryan Grubb, play calling, whether it's on the offensive line, generating some rush? I mean, come on. You call 2 rushing plays, and you go -3 yards right out of the half? That's on you guys for not being ready to finish this thing. I don't know whether it's a mindset issue or whether it was a schematic issue, but it's not. You got to go finish this thing. You've got a team on there. Look, if Oklahoma is in here, if you're at Auburn, down at Auburn the last game of the year, and you've got a 7-point, 10-point, whatever, pick your margin, 9-point lead, you got to figure out a way to finish better.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and you look, we already talked about just that miraculous pick 6. If that doesn't happen, even if they just kick the field goal, you're down after Tennessee scores that first touchdown in the third quarter, right? As good as I think Alabama played, as relatively satisfied as I am with Alabama's performance, which is hard not to be after beating the 11th team in the country by that much. There were things in that game that made the score look bigger than it probably should have been. That should not have been a 17-point football game. And, Alabama very easily could have been forced into, a dogfight late. Like I kind of thought it would be, where Tennessee would have been in it, down the stretch. That game very well could have unfolded that way.
Just nuts. So Alabama makes SEC history by beating Tennessee 37-20. You see Chuck Dunlap going out there, SEC Communications. First team in SEC history to beat 4 ranked opponents without an off week in between. Mm-hmm. I had some buddies when the AP poll came out said, you can't seriously say Alabama's a top 5 team. And they're all stuck on the Florida State loss because of what Florida State's been doing, and Florida State losing to stand perhaps. So Florida State, I don't even know what to say about them. I don't even know what to say about them anymore, because it's like that first game they did look like a really good team. Then they beat 2 high school teams, and they haven't beaten anybody since.
Yeah, they forgot that there were other games on the schedule. They thought they were just coming out for a 1-game season against Alabama. It's baffling, man.
Wild, but you're stuck on the Florida State law. Oh, you can't say they're a top 5. They've won 6 games in a row. They beat 4 SEC opponents in a row, 4 ranked teams in a row. I think that you have to be really happy with the coaching staff and the team as a whole, the players as a whole, their response the first week, and the way that I think this team is starting to, or has started to, and has exhibited over the last 6 weeks, take every week in a life of its own. Yes. I feel like the program has really embodied and embraced 24-hour rule. We're celebrating this win, and boom, it's right back to work. And so today, when we're going into the Malmore Athletic Facility, I think that a lot of the attention, they'll answer the Tennessee questions, Kane Womack and Ryan Grubb, but I think a lot of the attentions is on, hey, that's over with. It's South Carolina time.
No, absolutely. I agree. And this feels like a game that 2024 Kalen DeBoer would find a way to lose, right?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
We talked about beginning of the season. You went on your whole rant about how there's no trap game on this schedule, because it didn't look like there would be. It's a trap game, man. This is a game against a QB that could still one day be a day 1 pick against a team that people thought would be contending for a playoff spot. On the road, you've already done the hard part. You're looking ahead to your bye week. Man, this feels like a recipe for disaster. But I will say that just with exactly what you're saying about this team, the way this Alabama team is playing, the way the culture feels right now, the way, you have players stepping up, the way the leadership is, it just doesn't feel like a team that gets caught off guard, that gets caught sleeping.
Yeah, I think that this is setting up. They lost to LSU, South Carolina, lost to LSU, and lost to Oklahoma the last 2 weeks, and everybody's, there's no way Alabama's going to go in there and lose. Yeah, there is. Yeah, and South Carolina's still got enough talent, and South Carolina still has enough to beat you. And Shane Beamer coaching for his dadgum job. They're going to unload the clip this Saturday, and Alabama, you better be ready.
It's the Shane Beamer cycle, man.
Exactly.
You start slow. This is where he picks up a big win, right?
It's homecoming in South Carolina. Everybody's going to be there. The place is going to be going crazy. Sandstorm is going to be going nuts. And I think the team needs to be really, really on guard. The bye week is next week, fellas. The bye week is next week. Not this week. It's next week. You get Halloween. You get the weekend off next week. It's still business time this week because South Carolina is still got the tush, still got all. Look, you throw a few bomb shots to Nick Harbor, and you end up getting a Dylan Stewart sack fumble. You end up getting the right recipe. Like, it's not that crazy of a recipe. All the ingredients are still in the cupboard for South Carolina to throw some things together and whip up an upset.
Absolutely. And you look at this Alabama team at this point in the season, right? You look at the resume. You look at the one loss.
It's a bad loss.
It's a bad loss, but hey, Notre Dame lost to NIU, right? Made the championship. The difference in the outlook on the season, on the stretch of games they just played, on the playoff odds, night and day different at 7-1 versus 6-2, man.
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
You come out and all of a sudden you have a bye week and it's like, guys, we need to win out. Versus
LSU, Oklahoma, Auburn.
Yeah. Meanwhile, like you beat South Carolina, you just take care of business against a worse opponent. And it almost feels like smooth sailing, right? Not that it is, but like you feel a lot happier, man.
It's easier sailing.
That's 1 of 2, maybe 1 of 1 undefeated SEC teams with a clear path to the championship game. Like you've done.
It's a dang week-to-week league.
Yeah,
and like once you lose that first week to Florida State, you are really playing week to week. And so like we're sitting here, we're wrapping up the Tennessee game. We're about to get out of here for the day. But like you feel the excitement. Smoke your cigars, feel the excitement, and relish the 4-game winning streak in the league. The 6 games overall. You played 2 daggum high school teams in ULM and Wisconsin. Wisconsin's absolutely disgusting. They're awful. They're extremely awful. You beat 4 pretty good teams, I think. Georgia, I think, is a pretty daggum good team. Didn't punt a single time this past week against Ole Miss. You beat Vanderbilt, who really, really just punked LSU and tried to punk you guys, but you stood tall. You went to Missouri, who did you see Zion Young? Zion Young, like can look. Whatever needs to happen in the transfer portal, like, can we get that guy? He's there in overtime. He's like, it's go time, it's go time right now. It's like, it's time to end this bleep. It's time to get, and he is just yelling at these Auburn players at the midfield. And I'm thinking, heck yeah, brother, get him. And they end up winning, and he's just going nuts at the Auburn at the Auburn guys, and you beat that team. You dealt with the road environment. You dealt with the physicality of Ahmad Hardy. Look, they can't throw the ball with they're not really a great offense, but they've got a really great piece. They got a good defense, and you dealt with that. And now you've dealt with Tennessee, who has a pretty good offense, and you rode the storm, and your defense was able. Look, we talked about avoiding havoc plays as one of the big things. You had 1 fumble that was not even a fumble. It was terribly officiated. Like, the officials across the board are awful. But like, you dealt with that. You got the havoc play, the pick 6, the safety. You generated the turnovers. You generated 4 sacks, and so great, awesome. But it doesn't matter if you go to South Carolina and lose. All this stuff, though, this 6 weeks, it doesn't matter for anything. If you go to South Carolina and play like dog water. Like, if you go to South Carolina and you play sleepy little game, you still can't run the football. Ty Simpson ends up having a weird one. The offensive line doesn't pass protect. The defense doesn't. Let's what's his name? Rashul Faison, right? Isn't he the running back for South Carolina? You let Faison, be the metronome and take 4 yards at a time, and it's 3rd and 5. Well, Lenoris, you can't get him, because Lenoris is going to scramble around and either scramble for 7 yards, or he's going to find bomb shots to Nick Harbor. Like, the recipe's there, and it doesn't matter what you did over these 6 weeks.
It does not, and it sucks because it's a very high risk, low reward game.
Yes.
It doesn't do anything for you if you win it. It's like, oh yeah, another win. But
right, you beat South Carolina by 10 this week.
So did Missouri. Did Vanderbilt.
Everybody's right. That's exactly right. They're going to say, well, you should have, and it doesn't matter. And South Carolina's no good anyways. And like, they're not. But Shane Beamer still right there. That can and I do not think very highly of Shane Beamer. But
I do not either.
They can still, special teams. The Alabama special teams not really great. It's still there.
And hey, we remember just how weird that game was last year, man. That was one of the most miserable experiences I think I've had in Bryant-Denny. As, someone who's only seen one loss in that stadium, just watching, the onside kick and South Carolina hang around. And it was an 11 a.m. game, and I was still not fully recovered from the night before. And that was just not a place that anyone wanted to be. So I still have bad memories from that week last year. But, man, just take care of business. I'm sure you guys will be breaking that game down a lot.
Theo, why don't you finish us up? Do you have any final thoughts on the Tennessee week, or do you want to go give us 2 minutes on the New York Football Giants?
Yeah, it's my obligation as a New Yorker, man. NFL teams are 1,602-0 in games where they lead by 18 points or more with under 6 minutes to play. Well, now they're 1,602-1. 1,600 games. Do you know how many games that is? That's 100 seasons for a football team. And the Giants found a way to be the first one to ever lose a game like that. Brian Daboll is incompetent. He does not deserve to be a coach. I mean, why you let this guy stay and draft a QB is absolutely stunning. Now, it's awesome that the QB you chose happens to be a superstar, because Jackson Dart is incredible. Hey, I'm mad. I'm not mad at Jackson Dart. He threw one boneheaded pick, but hey, who doesn't? You led a great drive down the stretch to win the game. Hats off, Jackson Dart, Cam Scattaboo, all our players great. Shane Bowen is a moron. He is genuinely one of the worst defensive minds I've ever seen. How this guy ever got past the FCS college level is beyond me. He plays like someone plays Madden in the last minute of a game, because he allowed Dallas to tie the game, send it to overtime in the final stretch. You allow Denver to do the same thing, marching down the field, walking all over one of the best defenses in the league in 37 seconds. It's an absolute letdown by this team. And the absolute worst part about this, Joe Shane, I think, deserves to stay at GM. I think he's done a phenomenal job the last couple of years building up a football team. But he just has some absolutely boneheaded moments where it's like, how do you keep this guy on? He's not capable. And one of those moments comes when you sign a guy who didn't even win the starting kicker job at Rutgers. He was a backup kicker at Rutgers, and you allow him to kick for your NFL team while keeping Younghoe Koo on the practice squad. This guy's missed 3 PATs in 2 weeks. He lost us this game this weekend. The Giants are the best 2-5 team I've ever seen. I mean, genuinely. I've seen a 2-5 Giants team just about every year watching football.
Y'all's division stinks.
Yeah. This is a team that should absolutely.
Every year the NFC East division stinks, but somehow, some way, somebody comes out of it and looks good in the playoffs.
No, the Giants should literally be 5-2 right now, man. A competently ran Giants team doesn't blow that lead against Dallas. Gets past New Orleans, which whatever. Rookie QB, that one, it's a loss. Okay.
New Orleans stinks too.
New Orleans stinks, yeah. But you committed 5 turnovers against them. And I understand that comes with the territory of having a rookie QB. But man, this Denver game, I've seen the Giants lose some atrocious games, lose games in ways that would make any normal NFL fan sick to their stomach. This tops the list. This is the worst loss I have ever seen the New York Giants have. Absolutely sickening. But all things considered, hey, I mean, as long as we fire Daboll, as long as we fire Shane Bowen, I'm in the Billy Napier camp, at this point. I'm the Florida fan perspective where it's like, I want us to, I'm ready for us just to lose some games so we can fire the coach.
Okay. I thought you were asking about hiring Billy Napier.
No. What do you think? Give me Gruden, man.
And don't do that because Gruden's never coaching again.
I would be shocked if he does not coach again.
He keeps teasing it. He's teased it for most of my adult lifetime. He's coming back.
I think he's coming back, Joe. I think that we will see him on the sidelines this year. I don't really care who we bring in as head coach as long as it's someone who is cool with Jackson Dart. Antonio Pierce, defensive coordinator, is the biggest home run hire I've ever seen. Make that happen. You add a couple DBs, and man, this Giants team is still going to be your 2028 Super Bowl champions. That's all.
Well, we'll see. Bears ended up beating a bad Saints team. Caleb did not really look that great to me this past Sunday. Got the run game going for the Bears. Ended up generating a lot of turnovers for the defense. So the unit that I thought was going to be the biggest weakness for the Bears, the defense, has actually the last handful of weeks started to step up. And I'm almost to the place where I'm believing in this team. I'm still at the place where, that's cute. We won. Last week against the Commanders, I nearly had 4 heart attacks, and I was so angry throughout the entirety of the week. Really, through that game. We got the Ravens next. Who do y'all have next?
Oh, we've got the Eagles on the road, which
y'all just gonna punk them again, right?
I'm ready for that.
Punch them right in the mouth over and over again, like you did last Thursday.
Yeah, and then we got the Niners the week after that. Hey, I'm gonna be a lot happier at 4-5.
The fighting Mac Joneses are gonna get you though.
I genuinely think we have a QB controversy in San Francisco, man. And even if it doesn't result in Mac Jones starting games this year, it's gonna be a thing where it's like, why did we pay this guy $250 million? Because I think they're already going to start to regret that contract, man.
Well, we got to get out of here. We want to get out of here and go to the Malmore Athletic Facility because we're going to hear from Kane Womack, Ryan Grubb, and Kalen DeBoer. You guys can check that out on the BamaCentral YouTube channel. We would love it if you subscribe to the BamaCentral YouTube channel, putting all kinds of great content. You've got the Joe Gaither Show. You've got all the press conferences that we ever go to. You've got scenes from Bryant Stadium you can enjoy. From this past Saturday, you can see all kinds of people smoking cigars. I got to give you all an applause to get out of here. The student section at the end of the game, serenading the Tennessee Vols off the field. Na, 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 na. Hey, awesome. Hey, goodbye. I thought, wow, well done. Way to be into it right there. The double Dixieland Delight.
That was awesome.
We're still in the press box, and I'm like, dang, we're missing Dixieland Delight. And then down there on the field, they played again. I thought, well done, Stadium PA guys.
I did not like that we were playing it so early. I was like, because I wanted to enjoy the cigar during the song. Right. And I was not going to be one of the people to light it up that early.
How early? What was the earliest that you saw? Did you pay attention to any sort of time?
Right. There was people lighting it up as we headed to that commercial break where they started to play Dixieland. People were going to start smoking it regardless of whether or not the song was played or not. I don't like it. Once the song came on, I was like, you know what? I understand it, but I still don't agree with it.
It's pretty early.
Pretty early. I have one more thing to say.
Please.
Just about the game atmosphere.
Please.
Joe, I do not condone violence. However, witnessing 2 Alabama fans fighting and one of them having their blue polo completely ripped in half.
Yeah.
Did make me chuckle inside. Go buy a real shirt, moron.
Wear the shirt to the bars, to church, to a date, to a lunch meeting, to work, to class, but not in. That baby blue is in Tennessee's color wheel. You
Yes.
go look up all of Tennessee's women's athletics.
Yeah, you're right. It's
all the Tennessee women's athletics teams have that baby blue stripe, have that baby blue color weaved through their uniforms. It's orange, white, and that baby blue on the Tennessee women's athletics teams. And that's fine. It's good. It is a great color, but have some sense, people.
Yeah. The whole time I'm listening to this guy because he's standing right behind me, just muttering under his breath about, he's so mad. It's his favorite polo. Should not be your favorite polo, bro. Go buy a red shirt. We're the University of Alabama. Go transfer to Ole Miss, man.
Oh, that drives me absolutely nuts. Did you see the video coming out of the woman getting taken out next to the recruits?
Yeah.
And a huge recruiting weekend. We got
10 5-stars.
We got a comment from Missing Mason Woods. I'm missing Mason Woods as well. We'll see him tomorrow to let us know about this commit that Alabama got last night. Huge recruiting weekend as we had a massive weekend and got another commit. 3-star flip.
Yep.
3-star
Edge rusher from Georgia.
3-star U over here. London Simmons, 3-star U. Lozia Brooks, 3-star U. Don't keep hitting us with that slander, and we'll keep hitting Lozia Brooks for big plays on fourth down.
Yeah. You see, we got Trent Seaborn, crystal ball to Alabama. Which, hey, if you can win a state championship in 8th grade, I don't care who's ranked ahead of you. I mean, that's a local guy. Great Alabama product. I absolutely would love to see him here. And a member of the around, I might not play anymore. A member of the Thompson band too.
Yeah, probably doesn't play.
Probably gave that up.
He's doing something else on Friday nights.
He was in 8th grade. Like that was his thing. He was doing both. He was playing and in the band.
It's nuts.
Yeah, no, he's a talented guy. I would love to see him here in Tuscaloosa.
Go tell a friend about the show. Go call Strength Roofing and Siding at 205-858-9050. Call Derek Daniel for all your insurance needs, 205-758-3391. Leave us a voicemail at 205-462-7340, extension 800. Big thanks to Dax and to Robert for joining us on the voicemail line. Thank you, Betty. Thank you, Patsy. Thank you, Ollie, for commenting on the show today. We'll get out of here for the day. We'll talk to you again tomorrow right here on the Joe Gaither Show on Bama Central, BamaCentral.com.